All right. We are live. Just jotting down some notes. Hey, knock it off. Toby's in here hanging out with me in the garage. Why are you barking? Huh? I'm going to be live. You got to be quiet. All right. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of The Plug. What? Go lay down in your bed. Go. There you go. I can't believe this is number 10 already. But I guess that's a good thing. That means that's a lot more up and coming channels that are out there that hopefully will stick around and become part of the community. That's kind of the hope with doing this. Let me see. I think I had that too far away from me. Is that any better? I guess today I've got 5 other channels that I wanted to talk about. Interesting enough, now that I saw Alex in here, it's one of those things where it's interesting. I say it because now you guys are going out there and kind of also discovering channels on your own, and are sending me referrals of new channels to you guys, I guess. And he was talking about Dio Aquatics. I think I caught him like in his second or third video. And he's a young man out of the New York area. He's putting together. At the time when I came across him, he was putting together his fish room, which I believe is like in the basement of the place where he lives. And okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Fathom, for checking the links. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make sure. I don't know. I don't think I've ever addressed this before, but a lot of the channels that all the channels that I try to talk about in the plug, I try to make it real easy for you guys, and I try to put their links hyperlinked in the description so that you guys can go. Oh, hold on. Let me see. It's my wife, but she's at work. I didn't tell her I was going live, so she's trying to get a hold of me. I told her to text me if it's important. I try to put the hyperlinks in there so that it makes it easy for you to go find them. And the reason I do that is because a lot of these channels are channels that have a lower sub count. And a lot of the times when you go to look for them in the search bar, you can't find them, especially if they have like a very common name. And because their sub count is so small, sometimes it won't show up, and you got to spend a lot of time going through channels and stuff like that. So that's one of the main reasons why I like to make sure that you have a easy way to access their channel and check them out. I know I still have a couple of people coming in. Let me see. Let me take a minute before I get going and acknowledge those of you guys that are here. Sam, why are we always yelling, was the first one in. Poseidon Aquatics, man, thanks for dropping in. It's been a minute since I've seen you either on Instagram or here. So thank you for being here. Aquatic News Network, Tommy, thank you so much for dropping in. Bare Bottom Brandon, thank you for dropping in. Uncle Smiley Aquariums, thank you for joining us. I think today I realized your name is Joe. I didn't know that was your name, but I think that's what it is because of Brandon's comment. Let's see. Jim's Fish, thanks for being here. I saw Audra Myers dropping in. Thank you for stopping by. Aquatic Moose, thank you for joining us. Cheryl Smith, CRP Fish is here. Fish Nerds, thank you for joining us. Marcos, thanks for dropping in. And yes, okay. Got it. Smiley. I still like Smiley better though. I'm just double checking to make sure that she didn't send me a text. Okay. Nope. Let me let her know that I'm on the live stream. That way. I probably should have just taken the call. but sorry about that. All right. Today I've got five channels that I've kind of discovered. Actually, one of them is I came across their channel because of Kyle and Brandon when they were doing their live stream with Chichi Aquatics. And no, it's not Chichi. It's somebody that was in the chat. And I went to go check out their channel, and I figured they're doing some stuff on their channel, and so I wanted to make sure that they got some acknowledgement. So without further ado, let's get started. Blessings del Pica. See. Now it's my wife. She was asking me. All right. So the first one that I wanted to bring to you guys is let me make sure that I can share that with you. Share screen. There we go. The first one's Josh Fish Spot. This is I don't know why I looked at this logo and it makes sense because it actually kind of resembles the actual person doing this channel, but immediately who I thought of was Jeff Kane. I think this should have been like Jeff Kane's logo. For some reason, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that reminds me of Jeff for some reason. But either way, you know what? I think Josh has relatively started doing putting out content. I don't even think his channel is I think he started this year, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he just started at the beginning of the year. Now, here's what's interesting, and if you watch his videos, he's obviously somebody who is a natural in front of the camera. But not only that, a lot of his videography, his editing, it gives you that vibe of somebody that's been doing this much longer than you would imagine. And I'm comparing it to my videos. That's what I'm doing. And because even I've been doing this for what now? Almost 4 years. And I'm nowhere near the ability of what he's doing and what some of you guys are doing out there. And but from what I gathered from watching his channel, besides he put a lot of thought. You can tell that he put a lot of thought into putting together this channel. And not only the channel, but even like his very first video, which is this one down here about his fish room.
Now get 20% off at Chewy Farm. These days, we get every...
Quiet. I'm going to wait for it to skip. Even planning out his fish room, you can tell that he put a lot of thought and preparation into doing this. It wasn't like a lot of us where it's kind of a snowball effect where you start off with the one aquarium and then you just kind of, before you know it, you got multiple tanks and you're trying to set up a fish room. You can tell that he was very methodical of putting this all together, because it is a really well thought out fish room. I mean, everything was well thought of, from his working areas, the way he set up the tanks. He's got a very interesting water change system that he put together. He's still got room for expansion. I mean, it's just, you could tell that that there was a lot of forethought put into this, and the way he pieced it together, even the layout of the way his tanks are when he talks about it and he explains what he's going to do with them. I'm like, damn, he really thought about the most efficient way to set it up. So what I've really liked about this channel is, like I said, you start seeing from the development. Obviously, he's really thinking about doing this as a business. And yeah, the green walls. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities that struck me as you know, kind of like Jeff Kane. There's a lot of things in there that remind me a lot of Jeff Kane. But from the way he set up his website, let's go back and see. You guys can watch the video later on, but let's go back to his description, the way he's got his things laid out in here for his contacts, information, all that. He gives you a really good description. He's letting you know right off the bat that that he's running a business, you know, and he tells you what he's doing. He's doing behind the scenes fish room tours. He's doing DIY projects and other stuff that that he wants to do within the hobby. He's got his website, you know, where he's selling stuff. He's got all his media connections in here. He's even got his Patreon set up, Facebook page. The other thing that I always find important is being able to have an email to get a hold of, whether it's for business or for collaborations or anything like that. I mean, you could tell this is somebody that sat down and really put a lot of thought into it. The way he does his videos, his editing, right on point. He's put some thought into his thumbnails. Very, very impressive. His very first video is not even that old. It's only 4 months old. And he's kind of at least doing a video a month. But they're well thought out videos. They're put together. It's unlike anything I've ever done, where you could sit down, where you could tell that he sat down and thought about what he was going to do. So a lot of the stuff that he's putting out there is kind of like, I guess, beginner information as of right now of the videos, but he does have some tips that even as a experienced hobbyist, you're going to be able to pick up some things. Like I said, one of the things that I was really impressed with is the way he set up his water chain system. I like how everything's nice and neat. Unlike, he's like the totally opposite of my fish room. My stuff is chaos. Organized chaos is what I love to call my fish room. I know where everything's at, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's all in place. It looks like we had John, my Fish Tanks Aquatics, coming in. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Did I miss it? Oh, Mal, thank you for dropping in. Ross Baltimore, Ed, Ed's Aquatics Exotics, thank you for coming in. So yeah, like I said, I was really, really impressed of how well this channel's been put together, and it's following like a chronological order. So you could tell that there's a plan behind this channel as to where he's trying to go, and it's well thought out. I think you guys would really enjoy this. Like I said, one of the things that I really find impressive, hey Vanoski, thanks for dropping in, is his ability to make videos, because that's probably one of the most challenging things as content creators, is making good quality videos. And he's only got 7 of them right now. As far as full length videos, I'm pretty sure he's got a ton of shorts. I didn't even check the shorts out, but they're very well thought out videos, very good explanations as to what he's doing and how he's doing it. So I think you guys will really enjoy that channel. And that is Josh's Fish Spot. So the next one is the one that I was talking about. Let me see. I'm gonna need, let's go back over here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cheat because I don't want to have to be typing the entire time. So make sure there's no audio. Want to go to the description. There we go. Oh, this one is Medaka Metal. Chiaki, I think it's his way you pronounce his name. I believe Josh's Fish Spot, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're out of Kentucky. And the reason I say that is because I think I went into his website, and their contact information links you to, well, it doesn't link you, but their address is somewhere in Kentucky. This one, Medaka Metal, or obviously by the name, he's a guy that really focuses on rice fish. He's in the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken, in California, somewhere in the San Francisco area. But what's really cool is I guess this guy used to be, or is a metalhead. And he's really, really into heavy metal. I think a lot of his first videos were like concerts that he was going to. I get the vibe that he's kind of like a, I don't know if an amateur journalist or for the music scene, or he was doing a lot of content pertaining to the music scene up in that area. He does a lot of if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of Japanese heavy metal bands, and his videos, for the ones that I've seen, it seems like he goes he travels a lot between the US and Japan, and going, documenting a lot of the music scene in the early videos. But in this channel, what I really found really, really interesting is, right now it seems like rice fish or Madaka fish are really, really popular, although they've been like the staple fish in Japan and Japan culture. He's got a really neat collection of guitars, electric guitars, because he's always manages a way to get them into his videos at one point or another, which I thought that was pretty cool. I'm trying to go back. I don't know why my computer is being so slow, but try to go back so that you guys can see. This is the videos that I was watching. He used to do a lot of interviews of musicians from the metal genre, and that's kind of where I think he started out, is doing a lot of this stuff. Now, I don't know if he himself is a professional musician, but he definitely does. He's definitely very heavy into the music scene. And then at some point, about 3 years ago, he just does a total transition and starts doing a lot of the rice fish. And what I was getting at, I thought all rice fish were the same, but that's just my ignorance, because I really haven't taken a deep dive into the rice fish scene. But he was showing in a video a depiction. Oh, here you go. This one right here, of all the variants of the fins. I didn't know that was a big thing with rice fish. Usually with fish, it'll be either color morphs, which that's also a big part of it. But I think the finnage is also something that is very sought out, the different types of fins. And I thought that video was very, very interesting. You're missing out, Jorge. So many beautiful rice fish. I know. It's not that I'm missing out. It's just I'm kind of running out of space. And I don't know enough. But with this channel, I've kind of made it a point to start learning more about fish. And I think rice fish should be something that I should look at keeping, because they're so tolerant of the different temperature ranges. I know I could definitely keep them outdoors during the winter. The only thing is, I don't know how hot they can get. But from what I've seen, what little information I've seen out there, they can take some pretty warm weather, but I don't know for how long they're going to be able to do that. But anyways, getting back to the channel, I'm kind of going back between the page over here so I can scroll and talk about that. So, and I like it because in his channel you get a lot of information as to what some of the breeders are looking at, how to breed them, the different types of Madaka fish that are out there, setups. He's another guy that does a lot of the just biological filtration, because that's really how they keep them up in Japan, is they keep them in little ponds outside, whether they're above ground ponds. I think most of them are like little pots and stuff like that. Anything that'll hold water makes a good outdoor pond. And so that was one of the things that really caught my attention. By no means is he a small channel, but he's not a big channel either. He's got over 1,200 subscribers. What I found interesting though is that, I guess because it's such a niche, I don't think I recognized any of the people in the comments as being anybody that I recognize from our community. So hopefully this is something where we can kind of merge a couple of communities here. Some of the people that are probably heavily into some of the Madaka fish also kind of, find us too. And, we can share, because I know several of you guys in the community are also keeping rice fish. And like I said, I really found it to be a very useful channel because that's primarily what he focuses on. His whole he's you could tell that he has a pretty good expertise level on him because that's really all he really keeps. He's got a couple other fish that he's talked about, but predominantly I would say it's a Madaka fish channel, and I thought he does a pretty good job. I like the fact that he also is bilingual, so he'll talk some of his stuff in Japanese. I think he welcomes people to his channel in Japanese, and then he goes into English. But I thought it was something very different from what I'm used to seeing. Like I said, very, very informative. I just started getting into Madakas. I am raising 3 fries of different kinds. They're very tiny and very shiny. Oh, okay, Barbara Jackson. Thank you for coming in. Let me see. Any other comments in here? Great channel. Madak Oh, so you're familiar with this? Okay, you do follow him. All right. Somebody else that's aware of his channel. And he seems from just hearing him, I've never seen the guy. I don't think he's ever been in front of the camera from the videos that I've seen. But he has like this it's total California vibe, that laid back, kind of like the stereotype, kind of like a surfer, peace of love kind of guy. But also, a rocker kind of dude. And he's always he does a couple of things where you could tell he's combining his two passions. He'll be doing the videos on the rice fish, and then he'll talk about classic heavy metal music, and he'll drop either a cassette or an old record, and he'll talk a little bit about that. So it's a little mesh of you could tell that are his passions. And so that like I said, I think it's a pretty good channel, very informative when it comes to rice fish. And so that's another one out there for you guys. Hey, 310, thanks for dropping in. The next one, these are, well, I'm not gonna say guys, but this is a channel that that I discovered because of Kyle and Branton. It's Guplets. Let me, you know what? I'm gonna have to do something different. Why is it taking? Okay, I don't need the video to come up. I just need this. Show them more. Okay, so this is their channel. I think this is also a relatively new channel. It looks to be like a husband and wife kind of channel, and they're trying to make their way into the fish breeding, or the online business side of the hobby. They've got a pretty decent fish room, focusing a lot in live bears, and it seems like lately they're trying to do some live plants too on their channel. So it's this one I really haven't been able to take a deep dive, like I said, because I just recently, when you guys go live Saturday, I think it was on Saturday, that they went live. I've seen a couple of the videos, and they do some unboxings of the stuff that they're getting and stuff like that. And they're showcasing some of the fish that they have. So they're using YouTube. What I've always talked about is kind of using it as an advertisement tool, something that's going to help you promote a business. And why not take advantage of the platform to help you drive a business and direct people over there. In here, they give you a quick description. They specialize in guppy breeding. It looks like neocaridina shrimp and plants. And they want to be able to, they're sharing their personal experience, and, obviously how their growth goes through their experience through the hobby. And they provide their email. I wish their email would have been set up so that you could actually be able to click on it and take you there, but that's okay. At least it's somewhere on here where you can copy it down and be able to reach out to them. I don't know. They have a Facebook page, but I don't know if they have a website yet. And it's something that they're probably going to be working on. They're both still, I want to say, from what I've seen in the videos and stuff like that, relatively new business people, and they're kind of figuring out as they go along. And so that's what I've kind of taken away from it. They do have a little fish rack where they're doing the majority of the breeding, and they're constantly doing updates. Again, because it is a business that they're trying to run, they do a lot of unboxing of fish that they're buying and trying to present and bring in. So that's what they have in there. Again, they just started about at the beginning of this year, 7 months ago. So they're relatively new. They have a couple of how-to videos and stuff like that, but they're still trying to, find their groove and how they're going to fit into this. Hey, Red Laser, thank you, Gord, for coming in. See anybody else that I missed? I think that's everybody. So that's the third channel on the list. The other one, I can't remember where I found them, but it's a relatively new fish store, and I don't know if he was a hobbyist. Obviously they're out of Indiana. It's Fish Happens Indy. I'm trying to remember. I think when their first video I watched is when they were starting to set up the store, because they're new owners of the store. But again, brilliant as a business. Take advantage of the free social media to create attention to what you're doing. The reason Aquarium Co-op is so successful is because they've been very, very smart at using social media to really help them grow as a business. Obviously there's a lot more than just putting stuff out on content. There's a lot of other things, but the fact that they can share a lot of the stuff what the store does, and how they're going about doing it, and experiences and stuff like that, really allows them to stay relevant in social media, and also branding. That's really what it boils down to. If you're running a business, branding is everything. And making, then after that, it's up to you to make sure that your reputation is a stand up and things like that. So I got into talking and didn't even pull up their channel. Let me go back. Oh, and Guplets, I believe, are out of Morgantown, West Virginia. So they're on the East Coast. I don't know. I haven't had an opportunity to talk to them, but I think they would be good candidates to be able to make it out to the Clash, especially because they're so close. And if they're running a business, I think that would really, really help them out. So if they happen to watch this and they weren't aware of the Clash, you guys ought to look into it. This is Fish Happens Indy. I don't think it was always named like this. I think it was just called Fish Happens, but because there's so many channels out there with the same name, they were pretty smart about still keeping their name and adding with the location of where they're at. Again, this gentleman here, I think at the beginning of this year, decided to buy a fish store. I guess he went from just having a fish room. Let me see. I think it says in the description too. Current name of students, Fish Happens. No, but I think in one of his videos that I was watching, it talks about how they decided to take the leap and buy the store. And so a lot of the videos are kind of, like I said, where they're going through the process of putting together the store. They're kind of showing you the inventory. Again, smart. super smart. If you have a business, what better way to showcase what you're selling than doing videos, unboxing videos, doing store tours, um, talking about, uh, just trying to create a foothold in the community. So, again, you know what? I think this channel went through a revamp because I remember watching more videos, and them having more videos than the 4 that are in here, unless it's a bunch of shorts that I watched. Or again, I think I came across them. I know somebody recently did a fish tour of their store, and I think, well, anyways, the case in being is that they have the channel. Um, they only have like 534 subscribers, but again, I think they'll end up growing, and as people become more aware of them, I think they're going to be having pretty good success. Right now, they're doing a pretty good job of putting out videos on a sort of regular basis. But with running a business, that could kind of also be a little bit overwhelming. So hopefully they continue to do this, and who knows? Maybe we're looking at the next aquarium co-op. But that's out there for you guys, especially if you guys are anywhere close to the Indianapolis area, because that's where the store is at. Maybe reach out to them and do fish tours video on them, or just to go check out another new store that you might have not been aware of. So that's who that is. Again, in their information and descriptions, all they have is their YouTube channel, the store address, obviously, but I don't know if they have a online presence as far as being able to sell online. I don't know if they're shipping fish or anything like that. But yeah, that's another channel that's out there. And the other one that I wanted to talk about, let me go back over here, make sure I'm not missing on anyone. Oh, Gil. Hey, thanks for dropping in, Gil. Let's see. Let me go back a little bit just to make sure I haven't missed anybody that's coming in. 310, Barbara Jackson, Mel, and Gil. Yeah, I think everybody else is pretty much in here. Oh, so I'm in Ohio, so maybe possibly just going. Okay, nice. That'll now you know of another store that's close to you, Mel. But yeah, that's them. Let me go back over here and I've heard of them. I've never really watched them. As I've seen into very large fish, which aren't my thing. Yeah, I'm not a big monster fish either. I mean, I'll watch them, but it's not something I'd necessarily go out of my way to seek out. Let's go back over here. Oh yeah, so I was clicking on there. There we go. And this is KMaguire. KMaguire is also out of California. If I'm not mistaken, he's kind of like central coastal California. This is very interesting because he's got a lot of videos that he's put out, that he's made, and he's been on for a very long time. I think he's been since 2013. But I remember I was trying to go back to his first videos. That's one of the things that I always like to go see, because it kind of gives you an indication as to when they started putting out content. And I think he goes back almost 6 years. And he's been on and off and stuff like that. But I just thought that was kind of interesting because I hadn't heard of him. until recently, and I can't even honestly remember how I came across his channel to be. Yeah, 7 years. See, so he's been doing this for quite some time. Uh, yeah, I think he's like really, really into photography also. So he does a lot of things with 11 years ago. So he's been posting content for 11 years now, and I can't explain why um he's only got like less than 500 subscribers. He's got almost 200 videos that he's done. Uh let me see. So he's got quite a bit of views, but yeah, he does a lot of nature stuff. I thought in one of these videos he was talking about kind of being some sort into taking pictures and stuff like that. And even his little picture here kind of gives you that photographer vibe. Um, is again, if he does come from that part of the of um, of background, you could tell because his videos are always in focus. He's really good about not having glare in his videos, so there is a level of experience in the way that he films stuff. So obviously he's got a little bit of a knowledge that goes way beyond just the normal user. Um, I like his videos because of the way they're shot. The lighting is always pretty good. Um, so let's look at this one here. Let's see if I can get past the ads. He's more into planet aquariums. He does some of the tannin water or black tanks. Nanofish is what he's kind of doing, and a lot of his videos are more of a progress updates of his aquariums. I don't. He's not somebody that necessarily has a fish room, but I think he does have more than a couple of aquariums. Because I think in the last video that I saw, he kind of did a little tour of the different aquariums that he's got throughout his house. So he's just basically sharing, you know, his hobby, his aquariums. I don't think he's driving a business behind this, other than just sharing, sharing a common passion for the aquariums and stuff like that. But I just really like his videography that he does. So, those are some of the I wouldn't say newer channels because as you guys can see, he's not necessarily a new content creator, but new channels that I've come across or that I've recently have found, and there's each one of them has a unique thing that's kind of gravitated me towards their channel, and figured that if I find some stuff interesting that you guys would also, so that's what we got going on in there, and I wanted to share those channels with you. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for today. I don't have any other channels out there that I want to talk about yet, because I'm still looking at some other content creators and stuff like that. There's some that I had found maybe when I first started doing this, but I've gone back, and a lot of those channels have gone idle. So that's why I haven't talked about them. They kind of quit after a couple of months of putting out content, and they just kind of stopped. There's nothing that's been going on. So I try to pick channels that are still current, or at least on a regular basis still putting out channels. Oh, well, thank you, Fathom. I guess we'll do this as a PSA. For those of you, which I doubt very few of you guys that follow me are not aware of Jeff Kane, which is Empire of Dirted Aquariums, or what's Jeff's channel? That's horrible. Oh wait, why don't we do this? Let me give him a little shout out, because Jeff is definitely an integral part of the community. Empire. Empire of Dirt Aquatics? That doesn't sound right. There it is. Yeah, Empire of Dirt Aquatics. Come on, Jeff. Let's get up there. Yeah, he's at 814. Yeah, Jeff has been by far one of my biggest supporters. Not only did he help me reach a goal when I was trying to help out Dr. Azam, Anthony Mazzaro. Dr. Mazzaro raised funds for the research center up in Peru. But he's always been somebody who is doing giving away memberships for my channel. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of my members that I have are thanks to what Jeff does. And I'm not the only one that reaps that benefit. I know he supports so many people. And I think that the very least that we can do is go back over there. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, go give him a sub. His fish room's awesome. I wish he would do more stuff with showing us his fish. Because I think he really does have some really cool stuff, but it's like everything else. We're always very self-cautious of what our aquariums look like. And sometimes we don't want to show that stuff off, but it's a breeding fish room. That's what he's doing. So to be able to get a peek into what I guess there's all types of breeding fish rooms. There's people that have fish rooms that they're breeding out that are a little bit more sterile. Kind of like what Dean does, where his are immaculate, no moam, no nothing. And then you have others that have success breeding also, but they tend to be more of a, I guess you could want to say, natural state. And then you have everything in between there. And but it's always very interesting to watch, because if you've thought about breeding, then you have different options and you can find the one that best suits you to be able to have success. Hey, Nathan, thanks for dropping in. I could care less what my fish, you see, that's the whole thing. And I've seen it where you can successfully breed out of the I call them sterile. They're not sterile, but that's probably wrong. But the bare bottom, just a box of water with fish and filtration. I've seen people breed incredible stuff out of that. And I've seen it all the way at the other end where it is just, you would look at it and go, think that's a nasty aquarium. But no, it's got all sorts of microorganisms. It's got moam. And that's kind of more the style of breeding that I do. And for me, it's a little bit of more of a less fuss, because you allow the fish to kind of rear themselves. But again, my objective is very different than somebody that's trying to maximize profits from breeding. I'm more of I want a few more fish so that I don't have to spend money buying them. What is it? Putting is weird place to keep your proof. Okay. I don't know. I missed the first part of that. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. I got it, Brian. I'm up to speed. Thanks for dropping in, Brian. Pepin Aquatics. Pepin Creek Aquatics. Ross Baltimore, thanks for dropping in. Face the Ace, thank you for joining us today. That seems like a Tommy 2.0 video channel. Any Fish Will Do, thank you for joining us today too. And Gills to Gardens. I was gonna say Gills to Grills because of Smokey. But that's Nathan. Again, thank you guys so much. I don't have anything else. I'm working on lining up a couple of interviews. I think by the end of today, I should know if I'm going to be able to go on Saturday. I have something lined up, but it's just I need a confirmation for the time and date. I used to brag about not getting rejected for live streams as guests, but I think I've kind of jinx myself because I've got 3 of them that I reached out to, and they've kind of politely declined. So each of them has their own particular reasons. I'm not going to say who they are because I don't think that's right. But it's totally understandable. I get where they're coming from. Not everybody's comfortable being in front of a camera. I get that too. And but I was hoping that I could have gotten them to come on. And but it is what it is. I've got some other people that are lined up. I've sent out some emails to a few other people. I'm waiting on response. I guess in the works. One of them is going to be the father and son duo for third gen aquatics. I'm also in the works with Dio Aquatics, and who else did I said? Let me see. Oh, I'm also trying to work out something with Project Piaba with Jackie, and she's actually waiting on my schedule. She's got a very interesting work schedule, so we're trying to find a time that'll work for the both of us. That part is on me. I haven't sent her that. And then there's also Donnie from New York Gold. I just sent him an email today, so I'm waiting to see if I can get a response for him. And then a couple other ones that are a little bit bigger channels and a little bit more familiar to you guys. But we'll see what happens. Again, I kind of put those out there, and I'm waiting to hear back and see what happens from that. And other than that, I just want to say thank you guys for dropping in today, and hopefully you guys find a new channel that you guys will enjoy. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. You guys take care. Happy Monday. I start work tomorrow, so I'll be busy. I'll be going into swings. So I'll be catching you guys in the chats for the live streams, but I'll be at work. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Hit the end.